Yeah, now it's time for Reese to hop on the motherfucking verse. Told you I wasn't gonna curse. Said I'm a liar, I put it in a hearse. I got to him first. Had to go spin on the block and I double it back in the V. Niggas be mad at me.
Philadelphia is losing population. You know why?
Why?
It's not really because people are moving out. It's because nobody's moving there. In this video, I'm going to tell you the reason people say they won't move to Philadelphia anymore.
Why not?
The city of brotherly love was once a great city and a symbol of American democracy. Philadelphia is one of the most historic cities in the U.S.
It better
From
be.
the Lenape Indians to Benjamin Franklin to the nation's capital to Rocky, Philly has seen some things. Philly was a relocation hot
Reese has been there.
Spot for many decades. In 1683, the city had only 600 residents. The next time they did a head count in 1731, the city had exploded to 12,000. Philadelphia continued to grow by at least 16% up until 1940, when it actually lost 1% for the first time in its history. That 1940 census was the...
All right, I don't care about that. When did people start leaving?
Philadelphia is the second largest city on the East Coast and the third most populous downtown in the country. The city itself has a population of 1.6 million residents.
Beautiful.
Now, the whole metro area has about 6.2 million. If you look at their population density, they have almost 12,000 people for every square mile. Now, that's not nearly as bad as New York City, which is about 27,000 per every square mile, but it's still pretty bad. This was really interesting. I found this stat that 60% of the U.S. population lives within a 2-hour flight of Philadelphia. Now, like I've said many times before, when you got too many people, you got more problems. More people means more problems. When you have a high population density, you have more crime, you have more homelessness, you have more poverty. It's just how it works. And that's why a lot of people don't want to move there. Nobody wants to live in a city like that where people are living on top of each other anymore. It's different if the city is perfectly clean and nice and a great place to be, but when it's not, it's really not worth it when it's overcrowded.
Whoa, he talking crazy. It's crowded.
9, horrible traffic. That's right.
Oh shit, this is true.
They got some bad traffic in Philadelphia, and people know about it. That's also part of the problem when you have a lot of people living on top of each other. A lot of really bad traffic snarls. Philadelphia was named the 10th worst city in the U.S. for traffic. Drivers in Philadelphia, on average, lose 75 hours of their life a year due to traffic. Now, it has a lot to do with population, but it also has to do with a really bad infrastructure. They've made some upgrades, but they are well behind the curve. And one of the problems is kind of self-imposed, I guess you could say. Because the roadways have been preserved for historical value, it's become increasingly difficult to accommodate the city's ever-growing population and flocking tourists to the different communities. Now, this is a problem with a lot of historic cities. Let's say they definitely need an interstate moving through a certain area, but it might go through a historic neighborhood. They got to reroute it, which causes more problems.
Yeah, like Old Town Philly.
I mean, it's good to preserve our history, but sometimes something's got to give.
Damn.
Where I live, we have this weird block, how it kind of stretches out. The corner just kind of stretches out in this weird angle. And it's because there's a 300-year-old tree there. I don't know, it might be only 200 years old, but I know it's over 100 years. And if you own the property it's on, you can't cut it, you can't do it. The city takes care of that tree, but you can own the rest of the property. That's when I lived in California too. We do that kind of stuff here in Oregon all the time, trying to save trees. Many years ago, I saw a comedian said, you want to chop down a tree in Oregon, you got a better chance of getting a lap dance from Margaret Thatcher. Yeah, that's how old that joke is. She died in 2013, and I think the odds are really similar to this day.
Whoa. He gave y'all old man joke and y'all didn't even catch it. That shit went right over your weak ass head, chat. Y'all couldn't catch that joke.
Number 8, freezing winters. Yeah.
Nah, cut it out. The cold ain't that cold over there, bro. Cut it out. We didn't even get snow much last year. They talking that talk. I ain't see no snow on the concrete. Eagles was dominating and everybody was walking down the street celebrating. Man,
yes,
cut
it gets
it
pretty
out.
cold in Philadelphia. The whole eastern seaboard during the winter, they have their months where it gets pretty brutal. Most people don't realize that when they think about the East Coast. You know, you're probably going to think New York's got it, and you think about Boston. There's always pictures of that. You never see pictures of Philadelphia in the snow. The cold season in this part of the country lasts for about 3.5 months, from December to sometime in March, mid-March, something like that. The average temperature is below 45 degrees. That's just the average. It gets much lower. The coldest month of the year is January, and the average low is 27 degrees, with the average high about 40. Philadelphia.
I used to hate going to school in January. I still remember that. I used to be sick all the time. It used to be so uncomfortable.
On average, receives about 25 inches of snow every year.
Cut it out. 25 inches. That is dramatic. Philly get about 8 to 10 inches of snow. I've never had so much snow. Come on, man. Cut it out.
It's had some pretty rough years. The winter of 19 to 20 was 78 inches. Now, they do get
1920. That was right before the C virus. I don't remember that winter. I don't remember 2019 winter.
Big snowstorms where they can get 5 inches of snow in a day easily. That normally happens about once a year, but it can show up anytime from December to March. I don't mind cold weather, but when the snow gets that bad, I mean, it gets worse in other parts of the country, but it still kind of sucks. Number 7, poor public transit. SEPTA is the Regional Public Transportation Authority of Philadelphia metropolitan area and operates the area's subways, bus routes, commuter rails, trolleys, and light rail systems. Now, it's
I don't want to watch this no more, man. SEPTA some bullshit and he correct. God damn it, he was correct about that. SEPTA is some bullshit. And y'all know it, don't y'all? Yeah, you know. Yeah, y'all fucking know.
I was just I just what they're talking about that swag. I was moving on this bitch.